What's up, everybody? It's your boy Murdic3K, aka MK3 Tactical. There is nothing tactical about me. And today, I am bringing you a product that you've probably seen before. I've seen it before, and I was just curious myself about this product. Now, from the price and from what I've read about this product, what I've seen about this product, I'm going to say this from the beginning. This is not going to compare anywhere near military grade night vision. This should be really not considered anything greater than a toy, and I'm going to tell you why as we get into the video. It'll go by many names, but when it comes in, and you can see this on YouTube, you look at the videos, you'll see the same box. That's indicating it's pretty much coming from the same source. It's pretty much the same product. It'll be at various different price ranges. Now, here's what I'll tell you. I take that back when I said this is the cheapest one. It's not. The cheapest one was not a prime recognized seller. And you want to avoid that because you might not get your money back if you get a bad product. This is made in China. Nothing against my friends from China, but the one thing we know about Chinese products is sometimes they forego the rigorous quality control that we're used to here in the States, and you might get a bad product or a product that just simply doesn't work. And with Prime, you can return the product easily. So just remember, buy from a Prime seller. Let's get into it. So I'm going to open the box by pulling this little tab back, lifting the top up. So let's see what we got in here. We have a USB cord. It's Type C USB cord. We have a card reader. There you go, for your SD card. We have some instructions. We have a little cleaning cloth here. And we have, let's see, there's nothing else in the box. Let's get that out of the way. I'm not going to destroy the box because I do not know if this product's going to hold up or not. And so it's a good idea to keep your packaging around in the event you have to return it. All this stuff, keep it around. Here's the showstopper itself. Has a nice little bag it comes in, a drawstring bag there. And there it is. So here's the device itself. Here we have a menu, mode, and power button. Nice little handle there, like so you can hold it. Some controls up top. This is for the infrared illuminator. This is to boost it up, and this is to turn the IR light down. Here is the camera button to snap a JPEG. And then here is a little adjustment for, it says near and far. So I guess this is your focus. This is actually the port where you look from. You almost think you would look out of this with this little thing, but this is actually the other end of it. This is the IR illuminator. I don't know what this little deal is, and I don't know what this little deal is either. We're going to read the instructions, get familiar with this product. We're going to talk about charging. You guys, oh, well, let's see what else. Before I say anything else, let's take a look at this. This is where that rechargeable battery exists here. There you go there. Put that back in. And now I want to find out where my SD card goes. The SD card, if it's like what I've seen on Amazon or YouTube, the SD card is already in place. And it is not in this one. And it didn't say, to be fair, I don't think my description said it included one, but let's check. I'm going to check that when we go over the instructions. To be fair, after looking at the description, it said this model does not include the SD card, which is so good on them. So you have the little socket for tripod mounting, and let's talk about where you charge. So where the SD card goes, right next to that is where you plug the Type-C USB cord in. It doesn't come with the power brick. You just plug it in. There's a little red LED, I'm assuming. We wait till the red light goes off according to the instructions, and that's how we charge it. So I'm going to go ahead and charge it. When we get back, I'm going to tell you about how long it charges. I'm going to go ahead and put an SD card in it to see how that works. And yeah, you guys talk amongst yourselves. You see here that it's charging right now. The little red LED indicator is indeed red, and we'll just wait until it's not. We can see now that the light is not on, so that indicates a full charge. Now, I can't tell you exactly how long it took because I got called away. It was between 1 to 3 hours. That's all I can tell you. All right, now let's go put in that SD card. From the side where the rubber little housing part is up top, I'm going to try it with the SD card upside down. And I'm going to line it up. That's why I'm in tight, so you can see it. Now I'm going to line it up as straight in as possible. It doesn't have a lot of room for fingering, for finger space, so I want to make sure I line it up good. And it is a little tricky getting it in. That's what she said. All right. And I'm going to push it with my nail until it clicks into place. And there it is. You hear the little and it's staying put. You don't have to take it out again. And you can if you want to, you can take the SD card out, use the reader, or if your card has a micro SD spot, you can transfer your stuff to computer for editing that way, or you can transfer it with that included USB-C cord and hook that to your computer. I'm going to power it on. Hit the power button for 3 seconds. We get a welcome. And then you see it's gray and it's looking like that because of the nature of the table. And you see it's picking up the light. It's in video mode. There. It's by default, it's in video mode. And so what I'm going to do now, we're just going to go through the settings. We're going to experiment with, I think it's the menu. Let's hit the menu button first. So we're going to select image size. I select that by hitting the camera shutter button on top. And I'm going to max everything out, to be honest with you. I adjust with the IR power going up to increase the image size for my still photos I take with this. Hit the shutter to select that. Resolution. I'm going to go to full HD. I don't want a screensaver on. I'm okay with brightness right now. The frequency, I'm not going to adjust right now. Auto power on off, I'm going to leave all that. Matter of fact, the only thing I'm going to make sure, and it looks like it's in English already. Let's just see what that looks like. It supports a few different languages. Formatting, you can actually format your SD card with the device. And if you want to go back to default settings, you can do that as well. Let's see what version this is. So if you guys are just wanting to look this up and see where else you can get it from. So it just says, well, that's all it says. There's the information right there. Do with it what you will. All right. So now we're going to hit menu to escape all that. Now I'm going to hit mode. And I think mode goes between video player or video and photo viewer, photo mode and video mode. It looks like video mode's the default. So there you go with photo. And then there's no videos for the player to play and go back. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to adjust the camera view, and we're going to go talk about some of the other features of this thing, such as the how to get it into night vision mode and increase the intensity of your infrared light. Learned what this thing is right here. That's a laser pointer. It's called like a target reference or something like that. This is a microphone. So that's the microphone that picks up the video audio. And it's just, with it being shiny like that and has that little pinhole, I didn't know what that was. So you activate your laser when you power it on. Just being powered on like normal. And then what you do while it's powered on, you tap the power button. And there's the laser. It's not an infrared laser. It's just a simple red laser. You turn it off by hitting that tapping the power button. I don't know if this is coming through on the camera all right or not. But what we're gonna do, you can switch night vision on and off simply by clicking this up and clicking it back down. You'll hear a little click, like a shutter snap almost. Now, when you click it up, you can increase the intensity of the infrared illuminator. On your display screen, you can keep track of your infrared light intensity. So we're going to put it in night mode by tapping the up thing. And you see that little light bulb? There's number 1. Hit again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it clicks back into daytime mode after click number 7. You see it's on right now. I'm going to show you something really cool with this for a second. Now, on the camera, you can see it fairly clear. And now you can see that there is something going on with the naked eye, but it's very visible through the camera because digital cameras pick up infrared light. I'm going to show you something else really cool. I'm going to show you something if we can get it to show up. Yeah, there you go. If you look on my hand and the palm near my thumb, you will see the kind of the flash, the shining of the infrared light. Now, the digital camera's picking this up. You cannot see that with the naked eye. So if I'm not looking at the screen, the viewfinder of my screen of the phone I'm using to record this, you can't see it. It's invisible. I'm now going to get some day shots, some night shots, and then we're going to also assess the audio. The audio you will hear in these clips will be the audio actually coming from this device, so we'll get to see how good the audio quality is. And while we get set up, you guys talk amongst yourselves. In the center of the shot is my old friend, the stack. Now, for time reference, it's a very sunny day. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, slightly windy. Not that that makes a difference for the video, but in the center of the camera, you will see the SLE stack. Now, one thing to say, it doesn't have an incredibly wide field of view through the viewfinder anyway, and from the viewfinder, it looks a little washed out. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to translate when we actually upload the video to the computer and see it, but it's looking through the viewfinder, it's fairly washed out where it's hard to distinguish the colors. Now, this is not in night vision mode. This is daytime recording, and that's what it is. This is an example of what it looks like. We're going to do a quick pan around too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab hold. I'm on a tripod because it's very hard to get a stable image. There's the tree in my backyard. And there's the fire pit. There we go. We're going to come back around and try to find the SLE stack. And there he is, right there. It is now nighttime. I live in Nashville. There is plenty of ambient light about. We are not in night vision mode right now. We are in just the regular daytime recording mode. I just want to let you see what it looks like before we turn on the night vision. Now, I have the SLE stack dead center, and I'm going to do a quick pan so you can see that even though it has a fairly decent light gain for a daytime camera, we are in front of that tree that we were in earlier. We are now looking at the fire pit. You can see it a little bit because some of the street lights are reflecting off of it, and this is daytime mode. Actually, it's one of the neighbor's porch lights that's reflecting off of the bricks on the fire pit. But because the camera does have such good light pickup, it picks up light gain like anything. You can see it pretty clearly. Now let's get back on that SLE stack if I can pick it back up. I think I'm about center with the SLE stack. Now we're going to turn on night vision. We're going to keep it at lowest intensity. So I'm going to scroll up. We are on. We are at the first setting, and we can see the SLE stack right there. Now, I don't know if this thing picks up zoom while I'm recording, but before we do that, let's do a pan now. And this is just on the first intensity level. And you notice all the things you can see now that we couldn't see earlier. And there's the fire pit. And there's our SLE stack friend. There we go. Let's turn on the little laser beam. The targeting reference, I think is what, and you see it's offset to the left. we go. Turn that back off. Now I'm going to do a quick zoom in and let's see if it picks up. And that is the camera during nighttime. If I was in a darker area, I could turn up the intensity on the IR Illuminator and it would let me see a little bit better, but overall, not bad. Final thoughts. At the beginning of the video, I made a pretty bold statement, and I said, you know, this product should not be considered anything more than a toy. And I still stand by it. I stand on that. This should be considered no more than a toy. And I said that on the onset mainly because of the price point. After spending time with the product, I still stand on that. And that's not to say anything derogatory about the product. You just need to understand what you're purchasing. So, for 45 bucks. Well, let's back up before that. Good military grade night vision equipment that you could buy on the civilian market could cost you tens of thousands of dollars. It can cost thousands of dollars for sure, but it can easily get up to the tens of thousands. Number two, good consumer level, entry level night vision will cost you hundreds of dollars, and that could also get up into the thousands. It would be foolish to think for 45 bucks that you would be able to get something equivalent to what you see in military movies, what you see on TV, what you see the soldiers having. Even it'd be foolish to consider good entry-level night vision. This is a toy. I'm going to talk to you about why this is a toy. If you remember, and now I'm older, and I remember when Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out. It was either the first Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2. I cannot recall exactly which one. All I remember was the collector's edition had night vision goggles in them, and I got that collector's edition. And the night goggles were awesome. Now, don't get me twisted. Those things were also toys. It tells you in the instructions that these things are not for military use. Basically, these things are toys. And that toy was superior to the product that you get with this. Target had a very similar product that you got out of that Call of Duty collector's edition. Again, that was a toy superior to what you got right here. That's not to say this isn't worth looking into. The one thing you can do with this that you couldn't do with those toys is you could record, and you couldn't take still photos with those. With this, you can do both of those. You can record and take still photos. 1080p, 30 frames per second, so it claims. And that is worth something. Let's talk about some of the cons that I came across while experiencing this. So, number one, overall, in the absence of ambient light, this relies on the infrared illuminator. So, if you are in total darkness with no ambient light, and if you didn't have that infrared illuminator, you'd be pretty much in darkness. That infrared illuminator gives you a little boost to be able to see in the dark. Not necessarily a big con, it's just how these things work. This is how inexpensive night vision works. Very similar to your security cameras you might have at home. During the video, another con, during the video, there was a noticeable stutter in the audio and video, and the overall quality was just a little lacking. Partly because it starts you off zoomed in ×5. It doesn't have a 1 times magnification. It starts you off at ×5, and then you have the ability to go up from there with digital zoom. So you have a very small field of view with this as well. The other con is the lightweight construction. Now, while we all love things not to be heavy, we like things to be sturdy. Now, I haven't broken this, but I can tell you from feeling it and holding it, if you drop this from, like, let's say you were running and it fell out of your pocket and hit a hard concrete surface, it's pretty much gonna break. Now, it might survive one fall, might survive two, but it's a good chance that this thing will break after taking a fall out of your pocket to a hard surface. So just from the feel of it. Not to say it's not without its pluses. Let's talk about some of them. The biggest plus Despite what I just told you guys, you still have the ability to see in the dark. Even with the infrared illuminator, as I said, remember, we're considering this as a toy. We're not John Wicking it out here. We're not doing the budget operator routine thing out here. We're not necessarily worried about this thing giving away a position because of the infrared illuminator, because this is a toy. It needs that infrared illuminator, and it gives you the ability to see in the dark. Number two, the big plus, low price point. As I said, those toys that I was talking about earlier, they were more expensive than this. I think the Target one that I was talking about, I think that was still $100. The Call of Duty Collection Edition, I think that was close to $200 to get the collector's edition. If I'm not mistaken, it might have been more at the time. It was years ago. So for 45 bucks, it's a great price for a pretty cool toy that you wouldn't mind giving to a kid to have some fun with. It doesn't have like a phosphorus tube that you have to worry about burning out or anything, so that's another plus. Number three, or four, I should say, the next plus, it has the ability to record and take still photos. So that is another plus. You can chronicle the fun you're having. Your kids can chronicle the fun they're having with this device. So that's a pretty cool thing all in all, especially if you keep in mind that this is indeed a toy. There was nothing more sad than seeing some of the reviews on Amazon talking about the disappointment because I think people were really looking for something more. And I don't want to say necessarily it's all their fault, because the way a lot of the Amazon sellers were marketing this product, I think they were expecting a little bit more. Nobody said in any of those descriptions that this thing should be considered no more than a toy. Because honestly, guys and girls, this is what this is. It's such a toy that it's on my children's wish list for Christmas. They had a hoot with this thing. They had fun with it. They were playing hide and seek around the house and having a good old time with it. But again, they have the mindset like you should have. This is nothing more than a toy. Guys, that's all I'm going to say about the product. If you're interested in this product, there will be a link for it in the description below. Guys, as always, thank you for watching. If you found my content interesting, entertaining, and useful, helpful, insightful, hit that like button. It helps me out more than you'll ever know. If you love my content, please subscribe and you'll be updated, and hit that notification so you'll be updated when I release content. Guys, as always, thank you again. Be safe out there. Live the dream.